Hey everybody, I'm back with another Jurassic World Rebirth review, and in this review, we're going to be going over the all-new, Frenzy Packs Wave 2. I know, we just got Wave 1, and we're already seeing Wave 2 already. Crazy. I found these at Meijer, however, I've seen Walmarts get them. So for those of you that do not have a Meijer near you, there's still hope that you can find them at Walmart. And in this wave, we have the Ornithosaurus, Bipiosaurus, Mincaria, and Coterra. Let me get my cutter. Oh, it's not there. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Let's go over the Ornithosaurus first. We got this box shot. Here's all the ones in the wave. It's pretty obvious what's all in this wave. Here's the barcode. Yeah, as I said, I got these at Meijer before anybody comments down below. Like I told y'all within the first minute of the video. Probably at least twice. Alright. Oh wait, look, I can... Oh, crap. Alright. This one, I got a few things I'd like to say about it. Alright, let's go over the basic sculpt. I don't necessarily hate the sculpt. However, there's only one very minor, well, two things that I would like to bring up about all that. One, the teeth. I get Mattel wants every... I'm trying to get that piece of paint off. I'll deal with it later. I don't understand why they had the need to give it these big, sharp, wonky teeth, but at least it has lips. I mean, it honestly doesn't look half bad with the mouth closed. I completely understand why people do not like this figure. And the only other thing I will mention about the sculpt is that the neck could probably be a little bit longer. Like, I'll compare it to a Gallimimus. Let me find a decent one without having to tear apart my shelf. Alright, this one will be fine. This one will work. Oh yeah, I'll show the scan code here in a second. I just want to compare it to the only other Ornithosaurus, the much larger Gallimimus. I'm using this one because it's right at the front, and I'll read that later. It's definitely a little bit smaller, but it is bulkier. Its head is a little bit bigger in comparison to the Gallimimus. I would have been perfectly fine with this. I hit the I turned the selfie cam on for a second. I caught it. I do completely understand why people don't like this. I don't necessarily hate it. I don't think it's the worst figure in the world. I like the sculpt mostly. I do really like how the feathering, like, it's got a lot of feathers. It's got these sleeve of feathers, it's got feathers on its neck, on its back, its legs, going all the way to here, and then some feathering on the tail. Let's go over the coloration. Most of the body here is casted in this darkish, like a greenish color. I don't know what to describe this color. The lower jaw is casted in this dirty, brownish, mucky yellow. The eyes are a greenish yellow with a slit pupil. And then you got a little bit of the head is in this orangish, brownish shade. And then you have this weird stripe going there on either side. And then the rest of the body is just green. These Frenzy Packs are not known to have the best coloration. There's the scan code for those of you who want it. Let me put him right here. Alright, let's go over the Bipiosaurus. We finally have another Therizinosaurus species in the roster. There's the barcode. Let's cut this open. Alright, let's chuck that over there. Let's go over sculpt real quick. Sculpts, this probably has the best sculpt, in my opinion, of these Frenzy Packs. I mean, the Mencario looks really good too, but it just doesn't have a lot of color. It's just got like little bits here and there, but it's not necessarily the worst figure. I've seen worse. It's definitely better than the Archaeonothomimus. All right, let's go over the figure. The head here looks like it's a soft plastic. Looks like it's painted in this medium brown shade. You have these big teeth in the head, and you also have the beak at the end. However, not painted, to no one's surprise. You had the same eye color as your Archaeonothomimus. On here, you have these scales on the neck going about halfway down. You have these small, thin, stringy feathers stopping just at the neck. Got a little bit of that feathering on the chin, on the side of the mouth, and a little bit on the bottom of the neck here. Alright, and then the neck, arms, and I believe the body are casted in this brick red color, and then you got the legs and then the tail are done in this brown color. And the feathering pretty much stops on the back till you get to where about the hips are, and you got these scales, and then the feathering goes halfway down the tail, and then at the end of that you get these thick scales picking up. You got some scales on the side of the body here, and then you have a little bit of feathering on the bottom here. Here's the scan code. I do really like the sculpt on this. However, I don't necessarily prefer the colors to be this blended up. Like, I would have wanted maybe a little bit more of this brown to go, you know, a bit further up the neck here. Maybe put some red on the legs here, just so it doesn't look super bad. Articulation's pretty simple. Actually, I should go over the articulation on that. Alright. Neck can go up and down. Obviously, the jaw can open, which I honestly prefer to keep it shut at all times. Arms can go out forward and backwards. The legs can move. And then, obviously... Wait, I'm not even going to try to spin that, because I don't want to snap it off. I don't know when I'll see these again. Alright, let's go over. Articulation is pretty much the same. On this, the neck can go up and down, although it is very stiff. The jaw can open. The arms can go forward and backwards. The legs. Also, an interesting detail is that they gave this 4 toes instead of the usual 3 for theropods. If I'm not wrong, I do remember hearing that Therizinosaurus had 4 toes. Even though the movie one had 3, I'm willing to let that slide. This has 4, and I do appreciate that, and the dew claws, as per most theropods. There are a few that don't. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite out of the bunch. Alright, let's go over the Mencaria. This is a bit bigger than I originally thought it would be. I do like it though. I do like how we got like a small hadrosaur. There's the barcode. Let's cut this out of the box. Alright, let's chuck that over there. Let's move that a little bit over. Yeah. Let me see. Oh, whoops. Let me stand these up. What else? Oh, looks like the hand might be warped just a little bit. Alright, let's go over the basic sculpt. Sculpt's pretty good. As per most of their hadrosaurs, they're always pretty spot on. Especially like their non-movie ones. Especially the Myosaur. That one looks really good. I do wish that this had more of this coloration on its back. But it's not a huge deal. I mean, I've grown very used to this half-done paint job. Let's go over the basic coloration real quick. The whole body is this deep, periwinkle-ish, bluish, purplish. Looks more bluey gray. The eyes are done in that same greenish-yellow color. Hold on one second. Sorry, my OCD. You have the crest here done in the same orangish brown color. And you have a little bit of the jaw and this sand color going to here. I would have preferred that to go at least to here, but I'm surprised they even, I don't know. The beak is not painted as per usual. You have these very fine row of scales starting from like here, going all the way down to the end of the tail here. There's the scan code for those of you who want it. I know a lot of people would want these ones. Let's go over the articulation real quick. It's pretty basic. Arms go, not the arms, I'm such a dingus. The neck goes up and down. The arms go forward and backwards. And the same goes for the legs. Will the tail turn? Yeah, it will. Yeah, I do like how they are doing these hooves. They're starting to get much better at that. I do really like the sculpt on this. It's a pretty good sculpt. I've never even heard of a Mincarta until it came out. And I do like how they went with this one. And I would say I would really like a Dryosaurus eventually. Oh yeah, I almost opened it without. Alright, this is the oddball one. This was like discovered in 2024. It's like a tiny little pterosaur, and they decided to go with this one. I always go with the obscure ones. There's the barcode. This is called Coterra. I gotta be very careful with this part. Oh, that wasn't smart. Is this damaged? No, okay, it's good. Oh, the neck don't move. Oh, there's a little bit of glue stuck on mine. Alright, let's go over this. I did look up, this is like a really small pterosaur. Like, not very little compared to the other ones. Let's go over the basic sculpt. Sculpt's not horrible. It's actually not too bad at all. I do like it. I do think it could have been a little smaller, but it's not a huge deal. Let's go over the coloration. The whole body here is casted in a dirty yellowish brownish color. The lower jaw here is casted in a slightly lighter shade of that. You have these small teeth here on the head, and you got these, you know, the same colored eye actually looks a bit more green. You have this dirty green shade for this crest. And then you have this brownish patterning on the wings. And the tail and the rest of the body is completely not painted. Hold on, there's the scan code. Alright, the articulation on this is actually extremely limited. There's a little bit of glue on mine, not a big deal, I can get that off. The jaw can open and close. The head and neck do not move. The wings can go, you know, up and down. They can go like that. And then the legs move together. They do not move independently. You can't really get them in his walking position that well. Actually, that's not horrible. That's pretty good. And then you have a very similar tail to Rhamphorhynchus. If anybody could help me out in the comments, does anybody know what would have been related to? I know it's a little bit new, but I'm just curious. It looks a lot like Rhamphorhynchus, in my opinion. Alright, I'm going to get off here. This is going to be the end of the review. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you're new here, please subscribe. I do Jurassic World reviews. I do something else called scam baiting, which is where we just call scammers and waste their time. It really is a lot of fun. You guys should check it out. Yeah, that's going to be the Danger Packs Part 2. I'll see y'all in the next review. Peace.